The Skyblivion team showcased a developer diary video on May 3rd. With the planned 2025 release, they showcased gameplay systems, a part of the world map, a new city, elite dungeons, and much more. In this video, I will highlight some of my observations from the dev diary, and then we do some community Q&A, and finally we have dream time. So let's get started then, shall we? At the start, the team spoke about the great forest region of Cyrodiil, which spreads from Corel in the west to the outskirts of Bruma in the north. This map should give you an idea of its location. The forest with these redwood trees is absolutely stunning. The trees are gloriously tall and they add an utterly fantastic vertical environment for you to observe and explore. I can already imagine the serenity and peaceful atmosphere that these redwood trees will offer as I walk around them. On top of that, you have these historic alien ruins in the middle of the redwood forest, which adds to the mystery and sense of adventure. The team then spoke about the Orange Road between Corel and Bruma, where they showcased a colorful forest with aspen trees, lush green grass, and crystal clear lakes. And for the first time, we get to check out Spriggans, who resemble a cross between a tree and a human woman. I do wonder if the Skyblivion Spriggan will also summon a black bear and emit a quiet giggling laughter like an Oblivion. Something like that can spook all of us just as we were enjoying an idyllic walk in the woods. And then they show the undead that can be encountered in Elid ruins. You have the White Guardian, and the Lick. Also, in these Elid ruins, we can expect bandits, trolls, spirits, and wait for it, Welkin crabs. What the hell is this? Is it a crab powered by a Welkin stone? Do we find this creature in Oblivion? I can't remember. And if you guys know about this creature, do write in the comments below. I would love to read about it. What blew my mind about these ruins is that every region will have its own style of Elid ruins. So in the Heartlands, you find Elid ruins that resemble those that were found in Oblivion. In the region around Blackwood, we find ruins that are totally overgrown by forests. In the Gold Coast region, you find sand and dust chipping away at Elid ruins. And in the cold regions, you find snow and ice within these ruins. The Skyblivion team has done a fantastic job here and have provided a solution to the criticism that most dungeons and ruins in Oblivion looked and felt similar. And guys, how stunning is this birth sign screen? These animated signs are based on the constellations of the night sky, and they are part of the character creation that everyone will go through at the start. They are so pretty. I wish the Skyblivion team would enable us to view the screen even after character creation, just to take a look at these beautiful signs occasionally, even though we cannot interact with them or select them. The class and the custom class screen also have fantastic UI that is super intuitive to use, and you have all the attributes, skills, derived attribute data, and even the class illustration all in one screen. Amazing UX design here. If you look closely at the skills, you find that there is no mysticism school of magic, unfortunately. Also, athletics and acrobatics are gone. We will discuss more about this in the community Q&A section. The level up screen is also stunning with real-time calculation of your derived attributes shown as you increase the main attributes. Very cool. Then there is the main screen, which all of us will constantly refer when playing Skyblivion, the character screen. Here you can see all of your character information, leveling details, fame and infamy data, all in one screen. Amazing. Skyrim never had a character screen like this and we had to download a mod to get it. Skyblivion has it out of the box. The perk tree UI is also a beautiful tree. The perks are now tied to the 8 attributes and you have 4 mastery perks per skill as well. The team did say that they have a total of 72 perks that will enable you to create unique character builds. Finally, they showcase the city of Korol. The guilds and the temples, the farms outside, it's all so beautiful. Regarding level scaling, will certain areas be higher level than others? Will certain types of enemies replace others if you go there at a higher level? There are so many important questions related to level scaling that are still unanswered. In Oblivion, as we know, the system was a joke and had to be modded. In Skyrim, it was better but not great.
The leveled lists, leveled locations, and all things around this concept are very important to us, and it's all being worked on right now. Basically, forget how Oblivion's was and bring it much closer to Skyrim's. That is the base we're working off of, but heavily improving upon to create a more varied experience from region to region. Some dungeons will inherently be harder than others at certain levels, so you can absolutely go to a harder dungeon from lower levels and come out with higher quality loot. But the loot you get from those harder dungeons will not be game-breaking, like getting Daedric at level 5. We also have a lot of things to work out or just decide on when it comes to level scaling. Some things aren't in stone yet, since this is a very important part of the game and we don't want to rush that.
How will leveling the player character work in Skyblivion?
So each time you level up, you can put 7 points into certain attributes. Each attribute can be increased 5 times, and you can only choose 3 attributes to increase at 1 level up. Character skills do not affect the attributes at the level up. Major skills will increase the starting skill level and the amount of experience gained in this skill. So it is similar to Oblivion. Leveling up still works like in Skyrim, so we are not using the Oblivion way of 10 major skills level for a level up.
In the new video diary, when points are being added to the attributes, I noticed that luck was only increased by 1. Is it possible to put more points per level in luck in Skyblivion? Or is it capped at 1 point of luck per level like in OG Oblivion?
You can spend 7 attribute points per level. You can spend them wherever you want. An attribute can only be increased 5 times, and only 3 attributes can be selected per level. You will start with each attribute from 0 to 20, depending on the race and gender. What they do is mostly similar to Oblivion, just different calculation, and some extra stuff was added to some attributes. Like for example, strength will now increase your unarmed damage as well.
Do we need a totally clean install of Skyrim in order to install Skyblivion then?
Ideally, yes. The installer should only copy the files it needs from your directory, but to avoid issues, it should probably be in a clean slate.
I noticed in the latest dev diary when showing the character menu, there are only 18 skills. Acrobatics, athletics, mysticism won't be making a return? Really?
I'm afraid we can't bring back all original skills. They have been worked into either attributes or existing skills. Our skills are the skills in Skyrim. We will not be changing that list. It mostly comes down to how this will entirely break level design we've already done. We can absolutely do it, and we'd like to. We're going over ways to have aspects of it, but not the whole thing.
If you look at the comments here, many people are kind of disappointed that acrobatics is not there, because acrobatics was very interesting in Oblivion where you could bump it up and then jump around. Many people enjoyed that, right? So it remains to be seen how many of those enchanted items work. Like for example, the boots of Spring-Heeled Jack. How will that work, right? I was disappointed that there's no mysticism, because I always wanted to do a mysticism build when Skyblivion is out next year. Looks like it's not going to happen. So I was kind of curious and I asked them this question. With no mysticism skill anymore, what about these spell effects and spells? Spell Absorption, Spell Reflection and Dispel. Won't they be part of Skyblivion? Rebel's Eyes, the project lead, he replied, they will be, but it's part of the broader term magic. Essentially, they will shuffle it around in other schools. I'm glad that they're not getting rid of Spell Absorption, Spell Reflection and Dispel. So at least we will have them somewhere. Let's see. Hello, is the Skyrim Special Edition the requirement and the anniversary version not?
Officially, we're probably going to support the latest 1.6 version of Skyrim Special Edition, but there is no requirement to purchase the thing that is actually named Anniversary Edition on Steam. We're probably not going to officially support 1.5.97. If someone wants to try to make that work unofficially, they can.
So with that, guys, we come to the end of this month's Skyblivion update. We still have Dreamtime, and these are some of my favorite screenshots from the developer diary. So I shall see you again next month for another update. May the divines watch over you.